Alright, right now I have the power probe connected to the power wire, and then the green one for ground. And then I have the fuel filter. Let me see. The fuel filter disconnected. And of course, the pan to catch it. So, what I'm going to do is apply power, and you'll see the fuel shoot out. So the pump is still good. Filter, of course, may still need to be changed. So, and just to make sure that it gets its own power and ground, I disconnect them. Fuel filter still disconnected. I'm gonna do it the way like if we were to be starting the vehicle. I still think, the filter needs to be changed. So of course, keys in there. Let's see if I can do this without moving. See the fuel falling. So the keys definitely work. Filter definitely works. Let me do it again. Maybe this way so you can see better. Or I don't know. I'm just gonna give it another try so you can see the fuel coming out. And there's the fuel still coming out. So the fuel pump is good. Wiring's good. Gotta check for the injectors now. Alright, good morning everybody. The purpose of this video is to what you shouldn't do when you're installing a fuel pump, or what you should do or watch out for. Because last night, well, since I do mobile, the customer needed his truck for work this morning, and I started rushing trying to get it done because it was already starting to get late, dark, and usually I try to quit right before nighttime. So one thing I didn't pay attention. Well, let me rewind. I verified that it's a fuel pump. I go down to this parts store, pick up a new one, install it, got everything back, no fuel pressure. Had all the lines hooked up, and they just wouldn't start, So I was like, man, what if I misdiagnosed this? So I started second thinking, and like, what did I do wrong? Is it a bad fuel pump? People were like, it's a fuel filter. Fuel filter, yes, the fuel filter needs to be changed too. But a lot of times, they still stay good. The fuel will pass. So the customer just wanted to get it on the road. So I'm going to show you what I did. And, well, the main thing is pay attention to all the lines. Your fuel feed, your fuel return. And I'm not sure of the exact name, but it's where when you have the filler tube and then you have the smaller tube, it's like for vapors or like pressure release or so the fuel doesn't like the fuel tank doesn't choke up when you're filling up your gas tank. So let me see. Shoot. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to do it like this. And this is on a Ford Ranger with a 2.3, just to let you know. So what am I looking at? Where am I at? Okay, there's the fuel pump. Hopefully you guys can see it. Right. So hopefully I can point this out. I'm just using the phone, so it's not really too good to record. And I thought maybe the connector was on wrong, right? So I pretty much came back the next day, verified everything. This hose right here, this hose right here is the one I was just mentioning about when you put in fuel, you had the smaller hose. Well, I had that one mixed up with the fuel return, which is, you see, a little bit on the other side of here. And usually, well, this is my first time it's happened, so like I said, I knew something was wrong when I couldn't get the lines hooked up right. It just felt wrong, but they were connecting in the right in the right tubes, connecting points. They fit. So, like I said, once I started to turn on the vehicle, there was no fuel pressure, no starting, no nothing. So, of course, had to look up the layout of how the fuel pump is set up for which hose is what, and that's pretty much what it was. So I came back, dropped the tank a little bit, switched the hoses around, and then I went to go check. Disconnected the fuel filter right away. Fuel shoots out, and I said, okay, fuel shooting out. Now we gotta check if the engine starts. Well, first thing I did was I applied power because I wanted to make sure it was gonna work with an outside source than what the computer may supply or the fuse box may supply or relay or anything. So I had to verify that the pump was good. So the pump was good, connected everything back, and then I went and hooked up the fuel gauge to make sure of that too. Right away I get pressure. I thought it was maybe an injector problem because this truck's been sitting for like a whole year. I thought maybe something with the anti-theft or something, but none of that like popped up or any signs of that. So the only conclusion I can say is that I hooked up the lines wrong. So just pay attention to when you're disconnecting everything and how you're gonna put it back together, how it's all routed, and the truck started up just fine. So there you go.